Okay, so I'm just on Democracy Now with Ellen Schrecker on McCarthyism. So she's been studying like campus protests and stuff, and the way that the tenure of professors is under threat if they kind of support Palestine. And this is very interesting to me. And she was saying that there's this person called Edgar Hoover, and that I should call him. So can you get my screen as well? Yeah, it's kind of I'm not quite used to doing these calls in a way that's televised. I'm just doing some code. Good old Haskell. So yeah, look at all these crazy people I've got. I've got Eisenhower, Terence Tao, Elon Musk, Gwendo, Galactic Jackson, Hamilton Morris, John Carmack, Bob Lazar. If you hear from Bob Lazar just briefly.
This craft, this flying saucer.
So yeah, we're going to be speaking to
my group consisted of me and another person whose name was Barry.
Edgar Hoover.
That we dealt with the power and propulsion system of the craft.
So, and we also have Edward Teller here, who is in 1963. So, yes, we're calling J. Edgar Hoover to talk about McCarthyism because it's pivotal in the kind of politics that we're trying to, something to do with Russophobia and the Red Scare and nuclear explosions. Yeah. So, 2 seconds. J. Edgar Hoover. Here he is. I've been told to good luck, G-Man, J. Edgar Hoover, and the making of American something or other. So here we go.
This morning, G-Man, the first major biography of J.
A bullet fired into cotton bears telltale gun barrel markings, the fingerprints of the weapon.
Which Walter Cronkite...
This is not J. Edgar Hoover.
Clyde Tolson.
It's really clear that the primary relationship of his life was with Clyde Tolson. It was a pretty open social relationship, so it wasn't as if they were keeping that a secret. They went to nightclubs and racetracks together. They traveled together. If you were going to invite Edgar to dinner, you also invited Clyde. They signed their holiday cards, often Edgar and Clyde, to their close friends.
As much as anything else, Hoover is known for his career-long hatred of communism.
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk to him about. So let's try again to find him. Went to nightclubs apparently. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of feel the commentary that it's very frustrating for me to be torn between a series of White House conversations between President Lyndon Baines Johnson, LBJ, and FBI Director J. Edgar Hoover about the murdered civil rights workers. This is on C-SPAN. I'm not sure if this is with a video or if it's just with the audio. Call us now. Yeah, okay. Yeah, the overhead banner shows Zelensky and Trump. All right, hang on. So yeah, I mean, like the current discussion is very much to do with the contextualization of the war in Ukraine. So we're kind of struggling with, basically, well, the legacy of the Red Scare and McCarthyism and how that has a bearing on contemporary U.S.-Russian relations.
Suggest maybe that he make a statement a pretty strong statement that what he's going to do, so that we can be sure that he gives us all the protection that we can. I think it'd be a very good idea. See if one of your men won't talk to him, and I'll indicate that. I'll take care of that right away.
A statement, yeah. Well, it's difficult for me to lead the discussion, basically. But if we take it from the Cuban Missile Crisis, so there was Khrushchev stationing missiles in Cuba, and Khrushchev's comment was, "Can you stop them?" And this was regards to people talking in a way that was, by strange tradition, adverse, and that under the modern contextualization, so we have this film Tenet by Christopher Nolan, who also did Oppenheimer. This kind of connects us all together with the Manhattan Project. And the way that this interagency operation is kind of almost like fighting a civil war or something like that in the UK, where suppression of information about the entire proceedings that we're going through here might box various other, corporate criminality, mafia, masonry, military operations, solving for stealth, the stuff that we were doing with Eisenhower as regards to clarity, the stuff with Claire and her disguises and all of that debacle, which ended in tragedy. And this is kind of the backdrop that the modern public has for a series of revelations. And that in amongst all of that, the US-Russian relations as regards the war in Ukraine, and particularly the way that this dualism is contextualized within the context of Israel and the arming of the Israelis. Trump's "don't drop those bombs" statement is kind of the first real deviation from a blind condoning of Israeli aggression that we've seen. And I think it marks a tipping point for the way that the West interrelates with Israel, which is certainly, in the eyes of the International Court of Justice, a genocidal regime, which the United States should not be supporting. Though, like I say, these campus protests, which are being described as a kind of modern form of McCarthyism, and then so I've been told to call Hoover, as he is placed centrally to this anti-communist rhetoric that we're trying to clear up in the modern world.
Keep me informed now. The first thing you hear, you call. Yes, I will.
At 6:15 p.m. on June 23rd, FBI Director
trying to preserve whatever evidence we can find on the outside there. But so far as whether the bodies were in the car or not, we can't say that definitely yes or no.
He says that this is some kind of evidencing, and he makes reference to the Kennedy assassination, which they have to fake, and that this makes a huge debacle in American history. And with that, I think I'll sign off. If there's any parting words from Hoover and LBJ here, that would be great.
We can say it is the car, and the license numbers that were on the car in Philadelphia, Mississippi, are the license numbers on this burn car.
Okay, bye.